Good morning, class. Today, I'm going to read you a book that is very special. It's called Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon. I feel that we can all take something away from this book and relate to the main character. I bet last year you came into kindergarten feeling a little shy and it was hard making new friends. This year it's a little different because not all of you are in the same class together. I think this book will help us see how to make friends and be ourselves. And so, what do you say? You guys want to jump into this book together? But while we're reading, I want you guys to think about questions and how you could connect to this character. So raise your hand when you guys do, and when you have questions, I'll have note cards or something to stick in the book so that we can come back to them once we're done. Okay, so does anybody know what this book is going to be about or anything? Maybe that she's small because how big the flowers are. They're just about as big as her. Maybe that's what it's about. I guess we'll have to see. Molly Lou Mellon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in the first grade. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Walk as proudly as you can and the world will look up to you." How big do you think she is? Little? She does have a ladder up to her bed. That's a little silly. Maybe that's how short she really is. She needs a ladder. So she did. Look at her. She looks brave. Doing a handstand on the staircase. I have a question. I wonder who that little girl is. Let me write that down. We'll come back to that. Maybe we'll find out who that is. Molly Lou Mellon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Smile big, and the world will smile right alongside you." Can I see your biggest smiles? I bet you can smile bigger than that. Okay, we got our big smiles out. So she did. Look how big her smile is. I think it's a little bigger than ours. Molly Lou Mellon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. Ooh. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Sing out clear and strong and the world will cry tears of joy." I think I can relate to this part of the story just because sometimes when I sing it's not very pretty, so maybe I'll write that down, how I can connect to her. Okay. So she did. Can you guys whisper to your partners about what you think she's singing right now? Okay. Molly Lou Mellon was often fumbled-fingered. What do you think that means? Maybe if you look at the pictures, it'll tell us what maybe that means. Because she's carrying a lot of dishes right here. And over here in this picture, she dropped them. They're all broken. Maybe it means that she stumbles a lot. It means a little, she just gets clumsy. So she didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Believe in yourself and the world will believe in you too." So she did. Oh, wow. You have to be really brave to do that. I know professional circus people can do that, but I don't know about her. I mean, she's doing it. I don't know if I could do that. Oh, there's that little girl again. I wondered who she was. She's sitting and watching her. Then Molly Lou Mellon moved to a new school. She had to say goodbye to her grandma and all her friends. Oh, look, there's Molly Lou Mellon. Oh, and there's that little girl. Maybe it's her friend since she's leaving her friend. Okay. Maybe we figured out who she was now. And start in a new school. Look, there you're on a school bus right now. Wiggle your fingers if you guys ride the school bus to school. Okay. On the first day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Shrimpo in gym class. When the game started, Molly Lou Melon caught the football, ran under the legs of Ronald Durkin, and scored a touchdown. All the children thought, "Wow, she's good!" And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. "Oh my gosh, he's doing a backflip. I hope he didn't get hurt." On the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucktooth Beaver. Molly Lou Melon took out her pennies, stuck 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day. All the children smiled with glee, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. I have a question. How did she get all those pennies up all the way to the top? She's got little arms. Maybe I'll write that down. On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, "You sound like a sick duck. Honk, honk." Molly Lou Melon sang out of whack, so clear and strong that it made Ronald Durkin somersault backwards, hit his head, and have to go to the nurse. All the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon. And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. He's pretty embarrassed. On the fourth day of school, Ronald Durkin said that she'd made the snowflake all wrong. Oh, she's cutting it up. But Molly Lou Melon opened up her paper and revealed the most beautiful snowflake of all. Wow, look how big that snowflake is. All the children oohed and awed, even Ronald. Look, there's Ronald. He's scratching his head. Can you all scratch your head? On the fifth day of school, Ronald Durkin brought Molly Lou Melon a stacking penny for her tooth and smiled at her. Do you think maybe he wants to be friends now?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. He's given her something that he kind of made fun of her before. So I think that makes him a little nicer again. That night, Molly Lou Melon took out a pencil and paper and wrote a letter to her grandma. Can you guys all pretend like you're writing to your grandma? Dear Grandma. Dear Grandma, I wanted to tell you that everything you told me was exactly right. Love, Molly Lou Melon. Oh, isn't that sweet? Look at her grandma. How tall do you think she is?
Small.
Yeah, she's small. Maybe that's where Molly Lou Melon got it. Well, I hope you guys got from this book a lot of stuff that you could relate to from the first days of class in the week of first grade. I know it's not easy coming into class with stuff you think other people might make fun of you, but let's all try to have open minds in this classroom and try to help everybody out and making new friends. So, okay, let's go back to our lesson.